I don't know who's all in here yet. I'm going to wait for a few more people to come in, and we'll get into it. Um, hey, Wendy. It's been long. We'll talk. Can you hear me okay? Tasha Westside, welcome to the channel. Oh, you going with a new name. Chicago BBW, what's up, baby? All right, y'all can hear me? Okay, cool. Give me a minute here. I'm going to put this on my phone because I don't know what happens, but it used to be the chat would stay up, but I don't know if this is the iPad, but even on the phone, I don't know if there's something YouTube's done different, but it comes on and then it disappears. So I used to be able to see it as it flowed, and even if I set it the way where it would show, it's not doing it. So I'm going to open it up on my phone so I can at least see your chat here too, and we'll get into everything. Man, it's been that day. Oh, it is doing it on the phone too now? Yeah, that's new because it used to stay up on the phone, which I liked. Who knows why they did it? YouTube. Folks be doing stuff. Facebook's done some weird stuff too. Um, let's see here. Let's see if I can get it a different way. Okay, so it's coming up. Okay, there we go. Let's turn it this way. And, oh, maybe I'll turn it this way. It's easier. Yeah, that's the way I can see it better. Okay, I can see the live chat. Oh, okay, y'all. I do see we got people coming in. Let's see who's in here. H.E. Bach, what's up? Merry Christmas to everybody. Jalen Baker, welcome. I think you've been on here before. Welcome to the channel. Let me back. I'm gonna see if I can put this. Y'all, it seems like it's low to me. Why does it feel low? Well, I'm sitting too close, maybe. Let me back up a little bit. So I'm gonna get to Danielle at the end of this because if I don't, I know that the thing is gonna go a whole nother direction. So let me deal with some things just up front. To knock those out. I don't want to be on here long because I've already had a day. My morning has started out not good. So we're going to say that. Some of you I've already chatted with in the background. Please don't say anything yet. We'll talk about that in a minute. So first thing I want to deal with, I had somebody reach out to me, a young lady, and I guess she's going into trucking. She asked me to mentor her. I am not mentoring anybody. I do have some wonderful ladies such as Wendy. I have Monet. I also have some guys. Trucker Bill, obviously, he always wants to speak in the life of a truck driver. I have Savanje. That's a trucker named Jay. Excuse me, not trucker named Jay. He goes by, oh man, I forgot what his online trucker name is because I always call him my son. But anyway, I have Savanje. I could hook you up with him and some of the people from the Trucker 411. The other one would be D-Boy Stance might do it. So I will be happy to forward your information if that's what you would like, or anybody who wants that, to any of that. Now, Wendy's not driving, but she's on the truck with her husband. And Wendy has a long experience in trucking, but she had some health issues where she cannot drive anymore right now. But she understands the industry well. And she is on the truck with her husband. Her husband is an active truck driver. Trucker Bill, he's got 50 years or more in the industry, over 47 years. Granted, he's not going to probably talk to you every day, but I'm sure that there's things that he could help you with. Savanje is active. He's a lease purchase operator, so he could help you. With questions. You also can post questions. You can go to our Trucker 411 on Facebook, post questions there, and there are other truckers that are on there that would be happy to help you. I am not mentoring. I've got way too much on my plate on the ministry side right now, and I will tell you, under COVID, I haven't been on here a lot because I have dealt with there's a lot going on. I've had deaths in my family. I have had deaths in very close friends' families that I knew their siblings, and not necessarily from COVID. 2020 has been a year not only with this pandemic, but people have lost people due to just standard stuff, but on an astrological level. So I, behind the scenes, ministry wise, this last 2 months, I'm tired. I took some time off work here. One, I was stomach was jacked up because I think I ate something that threw me off, and I took a day. But I also had a couple of days, and I'm working on dental stuff. So because of my blood thinner, I have to go do certain labs, and possibly of having to come off the blood thinner, stomach injections, talking to my doctor, working with it's drama. So it's like a saga when I have to have anything done. If I have to have a surgery, dental work because of my blood thinner, because I'm like a walking hemophiliac. So I've had to have some things, and I've been doing lab work and getting ready for some dental work. Not as major as I thought, but it is major. I was thinking I was going to have extractions. I don't, but I do have quite a few fillings. I have other fillings that have to come out and be redone. So I have fillings that are what they call leaking, which means the fillings are bad. So they have to take those out and put new fillings in, drill out whatever's bad and put ones in. I have new fillings that need to go in, and then I am going to have to finish my orthodonture. So I got a lot on my plate on a personal level. I was looking at the weight loss surgery. I'm still praying about that, or whether I'm going to try to do this naturally, because I have been talking to my brother had the weight loss surgery, one of my brothers. My niece Vicky had it. The young lady who was here, Regina, she had it. Trucker Bill had his, and I really wanted the one that Bill had, which was the lap band. Well, a lot of the insurances will no longer cover the lap band because they don't look at it as a permanent solution. I like the lap band because it was the least invasive. So I'm gonna be, and I'll be talking about that in a minute, Chicago BBW. I'm not necessarily doing that. I don't know yet. I'm praying on it. So that's some other stuff going on. I'm still working inside the trucking company at night, in the evening hours at nighttime. So I work from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So I work the evening hours. So I work nighttime at the trucking company that I do. And I'm an after hours. They call us agents, but we have dispatch manager. We're supposed to have planning capability, but I don't use it. I mean, I have access. I haven't really been trained fully in it. So it's something I don't bother with. And we'll see where that goes, because that's a whole nother. Right now, it's just like, let me come in and do my job. I don't try to stay. I don't want to have any drama, because one thing I do like, I love work from home. I'm not caught up in a lot of drama. I just want to do my job and be done. And I do like helping drivers, but we've gotten to the point now where they want our calls to be no more than 5 minutes. So I really have no interaction with the driver. Then what do you want? Do what they want and get them off the line. And that's what they pay me for. I have to take on an attitude like I did at the University of Phoenix. So the joy of being at the trucking company, that's not really the joy anymore, because I really liked interacting and being able to interact with the driver and explain things. That's not what I have. And, unfortunately, it is what it is. That's the nature of their business. That's how they run their company. And that's what it is. So I have 5 minutes to get them on and off my line. So basically, what do you want? Get it done, get them off the line. And that's I just had to take a very curt approach to the drivers. And, heart breaks on it. I had one driver, she's mad the other night. And she said, you guys always interrupting me. And I said, let me explain. I said, we have been given a mandate that we are to have you on this phone no more than 5 minutes. And she said, 5 minutes? I said, 5 minutes. I said, so I can't have you go all around the tree and up the road and around the deal. I said, because that's how I get paid. And basically, I got to get you on this phone and off this phone. That's what they pay me for. I said, and I'm a driver, so trust me, it ain't something I agree with either, but it's what they pay me for. When I worked at the University of Phoenix, I had a saying, because there was some stuff they were doing, and I used to tell, I was kind of like a little team lead, and I would tell them, it's the university according to Phoenix, not the university according to Shannon. So basically, they pay us to do this, whether we agree with it or not, as long as it's not illegal. It's not illegal to have somebody on that phone for 5 minutes. They're not asking me to do anything illegal. They're telling me just get the person on and off the line. So that's what I'm doing. They want our calls at 5 minutes. They want 60 calls a day. That's what I'm going to do. That's what they pay me to do. That's what they put that check in that account for every 2 weeks. So at this point, I'm work from home, which is what I love. Whatever I do, I know that I won't work from home going forward. I don't know how that's going to play out once this whole pandemic is over. It's something I'm going to pursue because health-wise, it has helped me. Blood pressure is a lot better. My diabetes is being managed pretty good. And when I start working on the weight, that'll also be managed. There's some things I'm going to get in the house. I want to get a treadmill. I want to get a bike, stationary bike. I want to do that. And I'm also looking at hopefully getting a dog. And that'll help me where I can walk outside of here, Right now, I would only walk over probably at the school when nobody's there, especially right now. So that's kind of an update. Channel changes, so I'm not mentoring anybody. So God bless you. Thank you for reaching out. I'm very honored that you would look at me in that way, but I'm not driving. So for me to mentor anybody would not make sense because I'm not apprised to everything that truckers who were out there in it are apprised to. You just, like when I walked in that office, there were things that I knew that they didn't know. They didn't know about the personal conveyance being used for emergency purposes for driving. And I mean, they got into a full blown discussion when I brought it up in a call because some of the truckers, there's truckers in my office who have been in office for a long time, so they haven't driven. And oh no, they would just tell drivers to go ahead and just flag it and go ahead and be legal. I'm like, no, they can just use personal conveyance, emergency purposes. DOT gave us that mandate for that reason. And they didn't know. So I don't have that anymore because I've been out of it too long. Like I had heard about the 7-3 split. I didn't know that it went into effect until it was announced at my company. I'd heard it was possibly coming, but because I'm not in the industry where I'm on the road, it wasn't something that I was really big on, just kind of like listening to it. It wasn't anything that I was fully aware of because I'm not driving. So where I was very safety conscious and wanting to know and avoid tickets and no accidents for all those years, it's just not a focus of mine. I'm sorry, y'all, my head is banging right now. I'm gonna take me a Tylenol because I think I just got really kind of upset earlier. And I haven't eaten. Oh, I got some nuts. Let me get something in my stomach, y'all. So I got me some nuts from Costco. Garlic, herb, olive oil. They're okay. They're okay. I actually really envision them. I can chop them up a little bit, and I think they'd be really good in a salad. Maybe a tuna salad. The vaccine. So, I just mentioned to you guys I'm on a blood thinner. And the medicine that I'm on, it interacts with a lot of stuff. So when I take other medicines, especially if I have let's say I go on an antibiotic, they have to monitor because my blood thinner will make me even thinner. And if my blood gets too thin, anybody's blood gets too thin, it can bleed through your membranes. So you can bleed out internally. So I have to have blood checks every so often, which is part of my dental stuff. And my blood has to be what's called an INR proton, whatever it's called, proton, between 2.0 and 3.0. If I'm too low, under 2.0, it means I can form a clot. If I'm too high, it means I could be bleeding through my membranes and I could bleed out internally. I have been on the same dosage of blood thinner since I was 29 years old. Hasn't changed. I'm 52. So I'm lifelong orphan. I have a hereditary blood clotting disorder from my father's line. Every other person in the family has gotten it. It's like I drew the short straw. So I'm one of his children that got it. Now the other children, to my knowledge, have not had anything happen, but I had cousins who had the blood clotting disorder show up in the teens. Others, like myself, it didn't show up until we were grown. Mine did not hit until I was 29. So I have that. Allergies, I have some allergy issues. Some foods, some meds. So I had to talk to my doctor regarding the vaccines. If I take a vaccine, the one that I'm interested in is Pfizer's. I'm not interested in Moderna's. I don't want anything too government tied. I'm cool on the government. Pfizer was one of the companies that was more independent. That is my personal choice. You got to talk to your doctor about yours and do your own education. This is not, let me disclose that right now. I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm giving my opinion. Nothing more. But I'm leaning towards Pfizer. That's me. If and when I have to do the vaccine. The issue that I have with the vaccine, right now, we don't know enough, in my opinion. I'm praying that it works. There's people getting it and they're fine. There's other people who had an allergic reaction to the Pfizer. When I don't know about Moderna, Moderna was just released, so we haven't gotten any details on Moderna. Y'all forgive me. Y'all understand in a minute when I talk about something else here. I'm a little bit sketchy today. I think for me, I also want to see how it works out for a month or so. We'll see, and how people are going to do on it. My issue though is I know that diabetes should be okay. I know blood pressure issues with Pfizer should be okay. My concern is the blood clotting disorder and some of my allergy issues. So I'll be getting with my doctor. We'll be talking about it, and then we'll make some decisions from there. I may be getting systematic. I mean, I've been out there, but not. I pretty much isolate. But I've been to the grocery store. I've been to the lab. I've been to the dentist. We went and met the movers who moved my stuff in the storage unit. And Joe came and got me, but Joe had already been infected with COVID, so he already has antibodies. So I wasn't worried about getting anything from him, but also I use all the precautions. I wore my mask. I've been wearing a mask before they said wear a mask. So back when I first started, when the whole thing happened, and I was looking and reading the news to try to get abreast because our sorry government wasn't telling us anything, I was reading papers from overseas. So I was reading because I was curious about Africa. I was curious about China, where it happened. I was curious about other countries. So I was reading papers and watching news from those countries. What I noticed was that where it happened in China, they were wearing masks. So I, luckily enough, in my trucking storage stuff, I had some what called painter's masks, a little white mask. So I had those, and I started doing those whenever I went to the post office or the grocery store. I was wearing those masks. Then we had the announcement for the mask, so then I bought the cloth mask. They're over there somewhere. Anyway, so I did that. So as far as the vaccines are concerned, for me, because of my health issues, I'm having to wait a little bit. I need to see how it's doing. I need to have a very good conversation with my medical professional, which I recommend all of you do. And then you have to make a decision as to what vaccine is available. Now, in parts of the country, from what I understand, the only vaccine y'all going to have available is going to be Moderna. Because Moderna, supposedly, ships better. But I got my own opinion of that. I'm going to leave that alone. I can't say what I'm thinking on here. Because it's kind of ironic to me that right before the FDA approved Moderna, there were hiccups in the shipment of Pfizer. Y'all, I'm just wondering if maybe some investments through the government, I don't know. Maybe that was more important to ship. I don't know. I can't really say. I'm just trying to find that interesting. And then Moderna is shipping more than what Pfizer is. But I think they're justifying that because of how cold Pfizer has to be kept in order to keep its viability. Anyway, neither here nor there. But I'm leaning towards Pfizer. I have been researching that. My understanding is that CVS and some of the other drug stores that are giving the shots, that you will have a choice. You can choose between Pfizer and between Moderna. Thank you, Jesus. Now, your doctor, you have to call and ask them. I don't know. I know some healthcare professionals that are getting it and others who told me they're waiting. And you also have to realize healthcare professionals are, they're human. So they also have health issues. So they have to weigh it in the balance like I do. We'll see. Now, one of my bigger concerns originally was the vaccine, but now we have something called the new strain of COVID. As if things couldn't get any weirder in 2020. Oh, Father in heaven. We now have a brand new strain of the COVID-19 over in Europe. And since our leadership is so worried about the fact that he got voted out, and he don't give a dang about the public, he's done nothing to stop the flights and the travel between the U.S. and overseas. That baby. I be praying for him. I really do. I pray for him. That baby. So right now, we got humans who only worried about their own self-interest, and they flying across to see their family for Christmas. And they willing to risk COVID and whatever else because they got to see mama and the cousin and have a turkey and some ham and some dressing that they can cook for themselves. I got some in the refrigerator. Put them on this medium right here. Mama and grandpa and everybody else can live to see another day, hopefully. But instead, they're going to travel from Europe to here and risk COVID transmission. And because our government ain't stopping no bans to ban flights, absolutely insane. From the United Kingdom to here, who've got a whole brand new strain of the virus. We'll probably be seeing that here in the near future. Madness. Absolute madness. So, my advice, and again, I'm not a doctor. Walk in wisdom, y'all. I know some of you are truckers and you just got to be out there. But if you ain't got to be out there, don't. Don't. Everybody wants us to be over. This is in God's hands. And, this year in general, it's not just been cold. I mean, this is bad, but if I tell you even in the background, let me kind of give y'all an example of what I've dealt with in the past less than 30 days. Between the people contacting me about folks sick with COVID, folks dead from COVID, I've had an associate of mine lost his mother about him. It hasn't even been a year or so. And this year, back to back, he lost his brother and his sister. His sister was an opera singer in New York. Husband walked in and found her dead in the kitchen. Most likely a heart attack. His brother, who I know the whole family. I loved his mom. His mom's a sweetheart. I worked with him years ago. We're friends. We're actually friends. His brother was a severe diabetic. His brother actually just had a transplant about a year or so back. But the diabetes was so bad that it finally took his vision, so his brother went blind. This month, his brother passed away. Found him dead. 4 siblings, 2 left. This has been my time. I got the phone call from my father. I have an uncle who's a pastor. Same uncle baptized me. He's my grandmother's brother. My grandmother's deceased. He was the last of the 4 siblings. He was on dialysis, doing his dialysis treatment. Dropped his head, dead. This has been my month. I did not go to the funeral. I do not risk funerals. God bless him. Trucker Bill's wife, she passed away about a month ago. Know that family. Know Karen. Know Bill. This has been that month. Good friend of mine's sister, I'll turn this down, who helped me get into the healthcare industry, who was an HR lady. She's still alive, thank you, Jesus. Her and her son just recently got through COVID. And a number of things happening. This live ain't gonna be long because I'm hungry, but I'm also tired. My head is banging because I haven't eaten breakfast because I got news. So I'm gonna talk to y'all. So to those who don't know, Trucker Danielle passed this morning. And here is what I know happened after talking to her places, who's one of my dad's church people out in Lubbock. So I have been keeping up with people who are friends that if I don't hear from you, I check in every blue moon. Danielle is on my Facebook, and she would take pictures of where she was across the country. And she would take pictures of food, just like I do sometimes. Y'all remember how I would eat my subs and stuff on the truck. Well, Danielle would post food, and I used to do it too, on the Facebook page. Well, I didn't see no post of food. I talked to her right around Thanksgiving, and I didn't see anything. It's 2 weeks. That's weird. I reached out to a very close friend of mine who I lost contact with, but checked in on her because we're in that age range. My friend Cubby is a little bit older than me, Christian friend. Hadn't heard from her, so I checked in on her first. And I said, I'm just checking on you because, man, I'm just getting a lot of news about COVID, so are you okay? She said, yes, sis, I just been busy. I'm like, okay. I'm in the bathroom. I'm the morning constitutional of the day, yesterday, and some said, you ain't heard from Danielle in a couple of weeks. This one's hard. So I called Grumpy, and then just so sorry, y'all. Oh my God. So how I met Danielle, when I was in Lubbock looking for a trucking job, one of the ladies at his church, Sister Parker, she said, my sister is a driver. Let me talk to her. She used to work for some little company here. And they probably want somebody like Shannon. So she reached out, and Danielle said, oh, yeah, I know them. She was, they take care of their trucks. And gave her my number, and we ended up talking over the phone. Danielle referred me in, and I worked for the little company. We then met. We went by her house and just cool, down-to-earth people. Like family. Very, very much reminded me of my father's family. Just down-to-earth black folk. Man. Whew. This morning, y'all. Oh, Father in heaven. So, met Danielle. Danielle funny. She cool. She's a sweet lady. Very, very sweet lady. And, man. So I hadn't heard from her. Remember, she came out. We had soup. That picture that I posted is her being here for fuzz soup. She came, stayed at the apartment. She bought one of the little folding chairs that's around here somewhere. She bought the little folding chair I had. Air mattress she got because I didn't have much to sleep on while she was here. And girl, take a shower. You know, it's good. Truckers, y'all always want showers. I always wanted a shower. Hot shower, you get to stay in the house. We picked her up from the truck stop. Me and Joe went ate pho. Joe thoroughly enjoyed her. This morning I told him on the phone, and he's like, damn. I mean, just you could hear it. And he has had death after death after death after death in his family between last year and this year. He buried his mama, buried his sister. It's been Madness in that family. He's just been burying people left and right. Right now, he's got 4 people in his family, 3 of which are hospitalized with COVID. Whoo, Father. So, reached out to Grumpy. Y'all don't know who Grumpy is? That's my dad, my biological father. He's sorry, y'all. So when I called him, I said, "Look, do me a favor, reach out to Parker Sister Parker, because I haven't heard from Danielle." And I left her a voicemail, and I left her a voicemail a couple days ago, and I didn't hear her. And that's not normal for Danielle. Danielle will call me back because Danielle told me, she said, "I don't have many friends," and we became friends. Which is a friendship. My head is banging. Um, and I hear back. So I told Grumpy, go ahead and contact Sister Parker. He he's still sorry, Chicago BBW. He's sorry. He like, well, does Sister Parker have your number? Because it's too much work for him to reach out to her and check and see. This is a patron that goes to a church you're an associate minister in. This is somebody that she calls her sister because they were so close growing up, okay? They're both from PA. And you mean to tell me you can't, it's too much work for you to call and ask a simple question like, hey, Shannon said she hadn't heard from Danielle. How is she doing? That's too much work for him. Because all he wants to do is go back and lay in a chair and drama. So I had to check him this morning because I'm not pleased. So he called me last night and he had talked to Parker, and she said that Danielle was in the hospital with pneumonia. And they said she went into a flu or something and pneumonia. I don't know. That's what Parker said. So that's all I had. I hadn't talked to Danielle. I don't have her sister's number, who I'd been on a conference call with them before. We'd call and Danielle put us 3-way and we'd laugh and talk about just stupid stuff. Oh my God. So this morning, Monty calls me and said, Parker called and told me that your friend is dead. She passed. I said, what the hell happened? Because I was thinking COVID because he mentioned pneumonia, and pneumonia tied with COVID, right? And he said ICU. So he don't ask no questions because it's too much work for him because he's sorry. And I said, I had to talk to him this morning. I said, you know the reason I call you and Trump brothers? Because y'all both alike. You both self-centered, and if it's not about you, you don't give a damn about nothing else. You don't care. You don't have any empathy, sympathy for nothing else. You don't really care. If it ain't about you, some food and what you want, you don't care. It's just deplorable. And it's sad that people are like that. It's deplorable. Anyway, I called Parker and I found out what happened. And here's what happened. Danielle came into town and they went to Walmart to get some things, her and her boyfriend. Leaving Walmart, they were hit in her van by somebody in Lubbock. She went home after the accident and started coughing blood, which I wanted to be a doctor out of high school. So I'm pretty sure what happened. She broke a rib, it punctured her lung. That's probably what happened. When she got to the hospital, they started treating her and probably pneumonia set in because of the damage to the lung. I had that happen with a blood clot. The blood clot hit my lung. Next thing I know, I had pneumonia. It's part of the nature of the beast. Any damage to the lung, pneumonia usually sets in. They put her on a ventilator. Danielle had been in the hospital in ICU apparently for 2 weeks when I talked to Parker. And Parker said until my dad called her, she didn't know anything. She called the boyfriend, Alfred. And Alfred, he's a sweet guy, but he has a drinking problem. He's an alcoholic. So sometimes understanding him and his thought process, the liquor has done his brain in really bad. So he communicated what he could to her, and then she got a call this morning from another lady there in Lubbock who told her Danielle had passed this morning. Um, so Danielle had been on a ventilator for 2 weeks. I did not know. And she passed away this morning. I'm going to see if I can get to her sister through Facebook because I've talked to one of her sisters. I know she has a big family in Pennsylvania. She had just bought her house out in Lubbock. I don't know what's going to happen to her little dog Jonas. I love Jonas. If I could get Jonas here, Jonas would be here. I don't know if Alfred is going to keep him. I don't think that's a good thing, but I'll leave that alone. I would take Jonas in a hot minute. Just I don't know how to get him here, and I don't know. Anyway. So y'all, Danielle is gone. Welcome to 2020. And I don't know if 2021 is going to be any different with the exception that we have new leadership, which that might be better. At least more logic. I feel like my dad is running the country, and God only knows he should not run a country. Can't even run his own household. Oh, y'all. So, yeah. I'm going to go back through these notes, and if anybody watches this later on, please give it a thumbs up. Hey, Quan, what's up, baby? A like, share it out. I'm going to say this to you. Guys, when you're in a car accident, I don't know if it would have saved Danielle. I believe that God has a timetable on all of us. One, I'm going to say get your spiritual house in order. That's number one. Because you never know when you're going to go. Man. If you're in a car accident, any kind of accident, y'all go get checked out. When I fell off the back of the trailer with my ankle, at first I was just going to go and try to walk it on. Thank God, Swift was like, no, we need you to go get checked out. And thank God I did, because I didn't know that I had broken off the cap of my ankle. Any accident, please go get checked out immediately. Don't go home. And I know it's truckers. Some of us, we feel invincible. We done fail, put some ice on it. Maybe your insurance ain't all that great. Emergency rooms have to see you regardless whether you have insurance or not. Go get checked out. Don't wait. Man. Anyway, y'all, I don't have much more. Let me read through your comments, and I'm gonna get off of here because I need a minute. It has been one hell of a year. One hell of a year. All right, let me go through here. I can see you all signed on. Okay, I said Wendy in Chicago, BBW. Jalen spoke with you. Thank you for the love for the videos. H.E. Bach. Well, thank God he's asystematic. H.E. W, because H.E. Bach. See, I'm sorry, y'all. My brain is twisted right now. H.E. Bach, yeah. If he's asystematic, I don't even know if I am or not. Because, like I said, I've been very isolated. I've been trying to do it, and it's not 100%. And when y'all hear this, my sinuses. I got back here, and I think I have to get acclimated back to Arizona. I always have sinus issues, but this year has been special. And I have a constant drainage. Only thing that's keeping this open is that I've been doing a saline wash, a neti pot. So I've been washing it. Yeah, Stacy, I'm not doing any mentoring. Thank you, though, baby, but I appreciate it. I'm sorry she's crying. That's sweet. But if you need any advice, Trucker Bill is great. I'll be happy to get your information over to him. He's good. Wendy's on here. She could definitely help you. Right now, I just don't have it on my plate. I don't. I'm between ministry stuff right now in the background. You guys have no idea. And I'm giving you just New York Times version of the amount of death, amount of sickness that I get to pray about for folks. I'm the New York Times. Not even to the people that are even on my prayer channel. I don't even list. I list only maybe 10% because there's people. I was a girl that I worked with who was 30 years old. Her aunt. I worked with her at University of Phoenix. I worked with her niece at United Healthcare, and the niece was 30 years old. Niece is dead, COVID. Girl used to give me rides. The young girl, her niece used to give me rides. We go sit and talk about stuff. She's a little different, but she's just a sweet girl. She's different. 30 years old, dead. Let me see here. Okay, Wendy, Chicago, BBW. Hey, Monet. If y'all want to see Monet, me, and Danielle, there's a video further back where we all got together at Danielle's house. Carolyn, what's up? Merry Christmas. Hey, son. Jay is on here. Quan is on here. Yeah. So that's about it for me right now. Oh, channel stuff. Real quick before I get off of here. Channel's gonna be very different. I'm not driving a truck, and what I'm doing in office, like I said, get them off the phone for 5 minutes. Basically, hello and good the hell bye. I mean, that's just insanity. But I'll leave that alone. I had a driver call me. Some kids were playing on the freeway. They were playing like chicken on the freeway, running across the freeway. And he said, I need to talk. And I can only talk to him for 5 minutes. I already knew he was shook. He was shook. But I talked to him for a few minutes, and I said, I hate to do this to you, and man, I feel for you. And we talked for a few minutes. I said, but they only want me on these calls for 5 minutes, bro. And I understand. Take a minute, get your breath. And some truckers, they don't have family or friends, or at the time of night that they're driving, they don't want to wake their spouses up or their significant other or their children to talk about stuff that they're going through. But anyway, it is what it is. It's been long. Y'all see them circles around my eyes. That's just tired. I'm just tired. The 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., I'm a night person, but it's a 12-hour shift, and it sometimes kicks my butt because I'm trying to do stuff in the day, just the dental. Really, my focus in the last month has been the dental stuff. So even with my regular hours, and sometimes I don't even schedule it off, I just have been doing stuff during the day, and I'm only getting maybe 3 or 4 hours worth of sleep sometimes, trying to be in conjunction with trying to do my regular job. I had to take a little break this past week. Now, Christmas, I'll be working Christmas Day. I work Christmas Eve for 4 hours, for half a day. I think 7 to 1, 7 to 8 to 9, 9, 10, 10 to 11, 11, 12, 12, 1. I work till 1, so 6 hours. I'm going to work half the shift. And then Christmas Day, I work, and I'm okay with that because they give me another. If you work a holiday, they'll give you a day off. So for Thanksgiving, I got a day off. For Christmas, I got a day off. And then I'm going to be taking, I'm going to be taking and then I'll be working New Year's. So I'll work New Year's Day or whatever. And if New Year's Eve is, we don't get a day for it, then I'm only going to work in half a day. And I'm not doing anything major. I'm here in the house. Still working on stuff. I got to get a couch. I got stuff I got to do. I got a bed. I'm getting that ready. I got all my stuff out of storage. I got another desk in the room, putting that up today, actually. I'll be working on that today. Rearrange the room for that. What I am also going to say, you guys, so the channel's going to be changing. I'll be doing some garden stuff. It's under the desk. So I have a tripod, and I've had a tripod for a while. It's dusty because it was in the storage. What I need to do is get the adapter for the phone so I can put it out there, and you guys will see me work on the garden. I was hoping to order it, but freaking Amazon went up. It was like $20. Now it's $30 for the holder that I want. And it's a metal holder that will adapt to this, that will hold the phone with the case on it. And I can take the case out and show you some of the garden. I haven't started my fall winter garden yet. Well, now it's going to be winter garden. But I'll be doing planting lettuces and onions, squash. And I'm going to do them 5 at a time so I can kind of show you how I mix the soil. Because my soil mix I did last time, I just did grab what I could. And it didn't do well, not because of the soil. It didn't do well because of the heat. But I put a tarp up, which I think I took a photo of that, and a shade cloth. And so that, I know that's going to work well because the weeds wouldn't even grow in the back. It was so hot. But as soon as I put that shade cloth in, my weeds got as big as trees. So I'm going to go back there and I've cut down some of the weeds, and I'll go back there and try to show you that. Man, I'm wrapping my head around this. I got to get a Tylenol because I have a really, 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 really bad headache right now. Okay, Wendy, I'll call you in a little bit. Give me a few minutes. I really got to get my head wrapped around everything going on right now. I got to check on Trucker Bill, see how he's doing. I haven't called. That's somebody else I haven't checked on. No, he responded last night. Because I sent him the thing. I sent the more private group, like Wendy and Jay's on the Christian channel, so he knew about Danielle, and he's on the trucking channel on the 411. But, man. Wow. Anyway, y'all, I'm getting ready to sign off. But yeah, I'll be doing that. I'll be doing some cooking videos too. I just got to get set up. So it hasn't been a priority. I've been doing, I was having dreams about food storage. So I've been really getting my food up. And I'm going to say this to you guys, for those of you, and I even have a trucker on the Christian channel who followed me from here to my Christian channel, and she's doing the same thing, but she's living off her truck like I used to, but she got her storage unit, and she's doing her food prep in her storage unit, meaning that she's storing food in her storage unit. So in case something happens, she has access to food. There's going to be hyperinflation. It's already happening. And let me say this too. There's a lot going on right now. And a lot of people right now are so focused on the pandemic, you're not seeing the big picture of everything. I'm an analytical person, so I step back and I look and I analyze everything. Like, I don't hate Trump. A lot of people think I don't hate him. I believe God put him there for a reason. I believe a lot of good, bad, and indifferent. I think there were some things that were good that happened under him. I think there's some bad stuff that happened under him but needed to happen. I think we got to see the truth of our country on definitely racial, economic, privilege levels. We definitely got to see the truth. Even on the Christian level, we got to see and want to differentiate. I am not an evangelical Christian whatsoever. I differentiate that right off the bat. I'm Christian. Maybe what you call born again Christian, I'm Christian. The evangelicals, too politically tied for me. And I believe we got to see the truth of that in Christianity, but I think it's going to be a very damaging effect later on to the Christian religion, faith, that tie, because I don't think people, it's kind of like when you see black people, a lot of black people, you put us all in one bucket, or you see Mexican people and you put them all in one bucket. You don't understand that there's various degrees of Mexican people and there's various degrees of black people from various different walks of life and educational background, but Anglo people, some Anglo people want to put us all in one bucket. And vice versa. Black people do it with white people. We do things where we put people in one bucket. You can't put people in one bucket because in reality, everybody's different. So I believe that what's going to happen in Christendom is if you say you're a Christian, they're going to put us all in the same bucket and identify us with the evangelicals. And because of some of the things that happen under this affiliation between the Christians, the evangelical Christians, and the political movement, it is going to cause a problem. Okay? And I don't talk politics, that's about the depth of it. But it's going to cause some problems. It's going to cause some animosities. It's going to cause some dissension. It's going to cause some bitter hatred based on some repercussions that will come out of this. Okay? Just straight point blank period. With the new change that's going to happen, the problem has not gone away. What has happened with this pandemic is going to impact our country and other countries and the world for years. Financially, we're in trouble. Financially, the world is in trouble. What the new administration is coming into is a hot butt mess. This is worse than the housing market crash. I was in financial industry when the housing market crash first happened. This is bad. I was impacted by it. I lost everything pretty much. Houses, I lost money, I lost a lot in the housing market crash. And that's taught me to be humble, and God bless me. I was never on the street, never, I was never homeless, I was never hungry. Homeless in the sense I rented a room. I never was on the street. When I say homeless, I mean people on the street corner, you ain't got nothing. Living out your car. I never had to do that. Thank God. And I'm not judging people who do. My heart goes out. I donate to ministry that helps those situations. Because there, but for the grace of God, go I. But we need to see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is we've got economics to come back from. There's going to be taxes. But the tax are going to tax, unfortunately, how you want to look at it, the rich. The problem is the rich own the businesses, and that's going to impact the people below. Because they're going to trickle it down because they want to keep keeping their money in their pocket. And it is going to impact you and I. And they're going to look for every way possible because greed is not about caring about you. That's why a lot of business people supported the current administration. They don't really care about us. They cared about their pocket. Even if it wasn't the racial part of the administration, it was about the pocket. Hey, V. Griffith. So financially, we're going to get hit some way, somehow. And really, all of us, and I think all Americans, we're going to be hit when we go to the grocery store, we go to any store. Hyperinflation is already happening. Let's see this cup right here. It's a Starbucks cup, but I didn't go to Starbucks. I have a place I like to go to called Copper Star. And they're a little coffee house up the street. And I haven't been there in a long time, and I make my own coffee pretty much. And I'm going to be making my coffee going forward. So I take Lyft from here. Usually go to the post office and then to the grocery store. The grocery store is in walking distance. But with the current climate of thing, I'm not really big on walking places. I want to get there and get back. So because it's close enough, I add a stop on because it's all the same price. So I added a stop on, and I am saving up for a car. I'm starting that. This next pay period, I'm starting to put money away for a car. Because I'm trying to get to $2,500 to $5 grand. And I want either a truck or I want a van. And I'm not looking new, obviously. So I took the Lyft, and because the post office was closed at the time of morning I went, the coffee shop was open. So I said, go ahead and go through the drive-thru, and I did a stop through there. I usually get, and I haven't been getting cold drinks too much. One of the reasons they didn't tell you guys, segue here, that they were concerned about the winter months is because the virus does good in cold. It does very good in cold weather. Matter of fact, if you bring something in your house frozen and you don't disinfect it, and that virus is on the container, you put it in the freezer, it can last over several years in your freezer. Oh, sweet Jesus. This virus is a booger. And so, see, these are the things our government tell us. Luckily enough, there was a doctor who was teaching about disinfecting your groceries, bringing them in. Showed up in my feed. And a lot of stuff is just God has blessed me that has showed up on in my social media. And that's how I got my education on stuff. And then I would research it. How I learned about how long the virus set on plastics, cardboard, metals. How I learned about it being able to survive several years in your freezer. And then don't forget there's a filtration system, so you just got that dang thing just going around. One of the reasons why it's not good to go inside of restaurants is because it gets in the ventilation system. It just circulates through the air and everybody and their mama can get it. So I usually get hot drinks because a hot drink, it won't survive in heat. And I knew I was going to bring the drink back to the house. I took the drink and got one of those little, things where it doesn't spill, put it in there. Went to the grocery store because I needed to get some money orders and some stamps at the grocery store. I have checks now, but I needed stamps. So if I need stamps, I'm just going to get money orders to pay stuff. I went to, I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, Danielle thing blew me away. I just remember her being here. Anyway, I went to get this coffee, and that coffee cost me $7.80. The coffee used to cost me $4. It was a dirty chai with almond milk and 2 shots of espresso, and it cost me damn near $8. That's double what it used to cost me. And I realized the businesses are charging that because they're just trying to survive. But I gotta survive too. And if you're on a limited budget, that's a treat. like a treat. Buy a meal for $8. Well, used to be able to. So I'll be doing cooking videos. Y'all saw the sandwich I did yesterday. I don't normally buy too much meat. I told y'all I had cut back on meat. I was doing no meat, but I have a turkey in the refrigerator. I have half a turkey left from my old church sent me a turkey. I have a turkey. The only meat that I know that if I ever do totally cut virtually most meat is going to be fish and lamb. Those are 2 meats that I like. I get craving. Matter of fact, I got 2 lamb shanks in the refrigerator right now. I'm going to cut the turkey up. I'm not baking mine like a regular turkey. I'll cut it up. And part of it I'm going to be doing turkey and dumplings. The other part, I don't know, I'll probably do it like a smothered turkey. The gravy. That's the other way I'm probably going to be doing it. Y'all be very careful out here right now. And watch your monies. Make sure you got food stocked up. What I did first was inventory what I had in my house. After I did that, then I began to buy, and I have a budget of $100 a pay period. And I began to stack water, canned goods, and I used maybe $30 of that for whatever I needed for, the couple of weeks, but everything else went towards stocking. I'm still stocking, but now I'm adding in toiletries and other things that you may need. Me and my sister were talking, and I said, when did the Depression happen? When my dad's father said, we had food, we had jobs, there just wasn't no money. And the way our society is set up, you get money for goods. And that's why my grandparents, both of them, always had a garden, because you go out in the backyard and get you something to eat. I have a huge patio back here. Well, huge in the grand scheme of things. And what I'm doing is I right now, all I need is fresh produce, lettuce, tomatoes, onions. I can make whatever I want from that. And I don't necessarily have to have beans and rice. And y'all don't even know. You can make black bean burgers. You can make there's so much you can do with beans. Pastas, rice. Danielle made something. I'm looking at these peas and it made me think about her. When I met her over the road, I hadn't had this in a while. I'm just thinking about this. And I had picked it up at a truck stop. It was at Danny's here in Phoenix. Danny's, if y'all don't know what Danny's is, if you're truckers and you get through Arizona, you go through Danny's. They wash your truck. They also have a maintenance. They also do work on trucks. But they have a chrome shop. I don't care about the chrome shop. But they have a little cafe in there. And they also have a refrigerator section. Also, you can do showers and stuff. And if you come here to stay, if you want to park your truck and pay for parking where it's secured, they have secured for both the truck and trailer. So Danny's, they had this salad. It was tuna, peas, and pasta. And I was like, oh my God. And I usually don't like a macaroni salad, but it's kind of like a semi-macaroni salad, only one I like. Danielle made it. And we met up one time over the road, and she's like, where you at? She said, I'm down on this road. I said, I'm on this road. And so she met me over there, parked next to me. And she said, I got some salad. You want some? I'm like, hell yeah. She brought it over, and it was so good. I was like, girl. I said, I haven't had this since this truck stop. And she made it. Hers was better. But yeah, so I learned how to make it. I was like, okay. And it's just peas and pasta and tuna and, just like a tuna salad, but you just add the pasta and the peas to it. Onions and all that and celery, and it was really good. Man, y'all. 2020. This right here, God give me will to make it through it. This right here is the year. This, I don't know if I'm 59, 52 years old. I don't know if I can, well, let's see what I've been around for. I was around when the space shuttle blew up. I was in high school. I was around for 9/11. I was around for the Berlin Wall when it came down. And I've been around for Ebola. I've been through the other SARS, but it didn't affect us like this, like COVID. COVID is SARS, if y'all don't know if it's SARS. Version of SARS. Iraq wars. Housing market crash. But I don't know if anything gonna top this madness. I don't know if anything can top the madness of this year. Latrice, that is really it. And I think, she talking about all the people that passed. And I'm going to get off of here because I didn't mean for this to be an hour. And like I said, my head is banging. Probably because I really haven't ate any true food. I didn't eat any breakfast. I got the call this morning and I had to call back to Parker because Grumpy don't care. If it ain't about him, he don't really care. He didn't even get good facts. He's just sorry. All of us need to weigh in the balance our spiritual walk. I don't know where Danielle was. I prayed that she had whatever in order so she could see the other side of glory. I don't know if she did. You can have a lot of sweet people here, but by biblical standards, you may not make it in. That's not my decision. It's not my choice. That's God's. And people, it's funny because people want to judge God. I'm like, how can you judge the creator of the universe? Created you. Because we want to do what we want to do. He was a good enough God that he gave us free will to choose that. But we choose what we want to do. I believe a lot of what we're going through is spiritual. I believe it's judgment for our world and how far down the rabbit trail we want to do our own stuff. So God's letting us, and he's letting us see the result, in my opinion, without his hand in things. Let us do us. And this is just some of it. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to get off of here. I really need to get my mind right. I need to get something in my stomach. It's been a hell of a morning. Y'all be blessed. 2 and 2. Peace.